Bine v-am regăsit la România via Cluj. Vorbim astăzi despre tulburările de anxietate și de depresie la adolescenți și ceea ce fac cercetătorii din întreaga lume și iată aici la Cluj-Napoca în acest moment, iar invitatul meu de astăzi este profesorul Christopher Manson, psiholog clinician și cercetător. De aici încolo vom conduce discuția în engleză. Welcome.
Thank you.
What exactly is your research about here in Cluj-Napoca and of course back home?
Well, we're trying to understand psychiatric disorders and trying to understand treatment and how treatment works. Particularly, I want to understand for whom treatment works, because we know with current treatments in psychiatric care, and that applies to psychological therapy, it applies to pharmacological therapy, that at best maybe half of the patients, or maybe even half to 7 out of 10 patients at the best would respond sufficiently to any of these treatments. And we don't really know as clinicians before we assign a treatment to one particular individual, what is the likelihood that this treatment would work for this person. We know at a group level that one treatment may work for this person, but we don't really have the precision in saying that this treatment will actually work for you. So when I seek treatment, I don't want to know how men in my age, in my culture, how they in general respond to treatment. I want to know if this would work for me before I try out many different alternatives, instead of having a trial and error approach. So we are seeking precision. Like we want to know, when I meet a new patient, I want to know if which of the available treatments that I have should I give just this person.
What do you know so far about the causes of anxiety and depression in teenagers and people of any age? Is it about what's happening to us, the environment, or is it a combination between that and our chemistry or biology?
This is for sure a combination of our history, what we bring with us from in our life, what is happening to us right now in this moment in crisis, and of course the genetics and our biology. All of these plays a vital role in how we are feeling nowadays. And some individuals seems to be more vulnerable than other people. And this interaction between our biology and our mental states, that is so important for us to understand if we're going to have more precise and effective treatments in the future, to know the causes at an individual level, not only in general for people, but for each individual.
What can you tell us about the statistics right now with depression and anxiety? What kind of data is there available right now?
If we think about like prevalence of psychiatric disorders worldwide, I think the latest estimate from the World Health Organization is that 1 out of 8 people worldwide lives with a mental disorder. That means that applies to any society, any country, and it means that we have this around us. I mean, we can all, I think, relate to it somehow, if either ourselves or with our relatives, friends, family members. It's very common, prevalent, and therefore a huge challenge for not only the society and the clinicians, but also for us in research.
Are teenagers more exposed to this? I mean, are they more likely to have it?
So of course, when we grow up and kids and teenagers and young adults, your brain is developing a lot, and it's rapidly developing for your first 20-25 years in your life. And of course, this makes your brain vulnerable to certain changes. And being exposed to certain threats, or being exposed to different situations that might be frightening for people. And it's a period in your life where we need to understand this interaction between our biology and our psychology, or our mental, our thinking and feelings, and understanding what is happening and when is it happening, and how is that relating to then also treatment. And
let's go back a little bit at this particular research that you're conducting here in Cluj. What exactly is happening within your research?
Yeah, so we are recruiting individuals with history and with current mental disorder, anxiety, depression, and two of the most common and most prevalent mental states. And we invite them to a brain imaging session where we use a functional magnetic resonance imaging, which is a technique that is non-invasive. It means that we are not exposing anyone to any known risks. So I can scan my brain multiple times for many hours without being exposed to risk, which is a huge benefit for us in research, because it's not all methods that are non-invasive. Some you need to have a radioactive ligand in your blood. We can rule out all of these invasive methods with a strong magnetic field. We scan people's brains while we put them in a situation where we have them to evaluate emotional information. So it could be that they are looking at other people who may experience threat. Could be them self-evaluating information on the screen that they may perceive as something threatening. And we know that this will put your brain in a state of interpreting and trying to understand what's
how the brain reacts and the body.
Exactly. So how the brain reacting to different type of content. Yeah.
When can we expect to have the first papers and the first conclusions of your research here in Cluj?
Yeah, so this is work that needs it's a lot of effort to put this together, and there are a lot of expertise that needs to come together in order to be able to do this kind of studies. We of course all need all the technical staff. We need all the clinicians and all the hard-working research assistant who's actually collecting the data. So we are right now in the middle of the phase of collecting data, and also in the hard work phase of reaching out to the public and asking for help, because now we've put this together. We have these techniques. I mean, it's here in Cluj, it's the top level equipment that has been put together with grants from the European Union, and now we just need people coming in and people to be scanned in our study.
Have you started scanning brains already?
Oh, absolutely, yes, absolutely, and we are scanning every day, and just looking for even more people that we can include in our study.
Can we have some inside information? What you have discovered so far, if it is possible, of course?
Yes. So from this study that we're conducting now, we don't have any results, but of course the reason that I'm here, and the reason why we are conducting this particular study is based on my previous and ongoing research at the Karolinska Institute in Stockholm, Sweden. So we are interested in the variability in brain response. And it sounds very complex, or what variability is, but it's not actually that hard to explain. If you just think about how your brain is functioning right now in this moment. I'm trying to explain something, and you're trying to interpret what's going on, and that activity in your brain will it's ongoing every second, like from moment to moment. Your brain is trying to get, okay, what is he about to say now? What is it that is coming? And that puts your brain in a state where it will vary a lot. It will oscillate, or it will vary a lot from second to second. And this variability in your brain response in all the different areas of your brain have historically been seen as noise. It's been seen like, okay, but something that varies a lot, that is something that is probably, it's a measurement error. Maybe it's something fault with our measurement, the tool that we're using. But actually, that variability seems to be one of the key aspects of how a well-functioning brain is. A well-functioning brain is also very variable. It's a brain that can be very flexible from one moment to the other. It can vary. You're not stuck. Your brain is not stuck in one state. You can actually put your brain to flexibly shift from one moment to the other.
I'm very curious which part of the brain lights up when exposed to those stimuli you were talking about.
Yeah, exactly, because it's dependent on what we do in the experiment. So if I'll have you to view beautiful images from your holiday this summer, that will...
A cat, a dog, and a rabbit.
Exactly. All these things will make your brain respond in one certain way. We are, of course, interested in the more emotional, fear-related networks of the brain, because these are the ones that we expect to be involved in the process of when we are feeling, when we're anxious, when we're depressed. So we are trying to put the brain in a state like where the fear and emotional networks of the brain are more activated. That includes regions like amygdala, the anterior cingulate cortex, and so on.
How does the brain look when it reacts? Exactly, like little lights or little blind spots, or how does it look on the images, I mean?
Well, I'm sorry to make you disappointed here, but this is all statistics and numbers. So the machine doesn't give us colors or anything. This is all digital numbers, zeros and ones, and that's what we are interpreting and using statistical models to estimate. So no, the brain in the way we assess it would not enlighten in certain ways. But that's how when we present our results, we'll turn our zeros and ones into an image to try to display to you in these types of regions at this particular moment. This is what your brain looked like, or what it did.
What ages of teens are you studying right now?
So in this particular study that we're conducting here in Cluj, we are interested in an individual from the age of 12 up to 18 years.
Do Romanians acknowledge usually the psychological and maybe psychiatrical problems, or they just think it's fine and it will pass. What do you know about that?
Now, my experience so far is the same that I have from Sweden, that nowadays individuals, parents, kids themselves are much more aware and able to talk about their emotional well-being and talk about how they are feeling. And today there is, I think, a less of a stigma to talk about these things and express how one is feeling. I do think that that's a positive side of social media, that people have. There are many people that have been open about their emotional feelings, and so I see this. I see that people are also seeking help. People want help, and that's I've seen that here in Romania as well.
About social media, some people say that social media is also the cause of anxiety and depression, or maybe addiction. What do you know about that?
Yeah, now we're further away from my expertise, but yeah, like I said, I think there are some positive sides of social media, spreading the information from people who can be open about how they are feeling, but of course there's a negative side of this as well. But I shouldn't sit here and just guess about the effects of social media and the negative effects of that, because I honestly don't know much about that data.
We hope to have a research on that subject too.
Yes.
Is there anything else people should know about this research that you're conducting here?
Now we are so thankful for all the families and kids who want to participate in our study. We are looking for anyone in these ages between 12 and 18 who are interested in being part of our study. That includes people with a history and current mental illness, but also healthy participants, people and teenagers who don't feel in the same way, or do not fulfill criteria for any mental disorder, because everyone is important in this type of study, where we can compare people who feel who are responding very individuals with a mental disorder, but also healthy controls. So we are
exactly for the control group. Yeah.
So we are so thankful for everyone who is participating, and we are seeking even more people. So if there's anyone out there right now who listen to this
and would like to get its brain scanned,
I mean, you get a very nice image of your brain, and we even give people reimbursement for the time. And like I said before, this is a non-invasive technique where I can scan my brain multiple times for many hours even without any risks. So parents should not either. They don't have to worry about what it means and what their kids are exposed to.
How many subjects do you intend to study for this research?
So we have aimed to include 200 patients and about 100 healthy individuals.
That's a nice number. Hope you will find everybody that you need for this research, and I'm hoping to hear from you when your research is ready to be published, and after you publish, we will invite you back to say a few words.
Thank you. Looking forward to that.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Mulțumesc și vouă că v-ați uitat la noi. Ne vedem pe net.